Hello, and welcome to 5 Ways to Keep Young Children Engaged Outdoors. This is another of our TLC trainings. Hopefully, you are getting something out of these. And if you have any ideas, feel free to contact me. I'm Sue Downey, your caregiver coach, and I'm here to have fun with you today. So, why does outdoor play matter? It's spring now, so we're thinking of outdoor play for the spring and summer months. And it just feels good to be outside. But also, there are some skills kids get when you take them outdoors. It's a great place to build gross motor skills like climbing and running and balance and proprioceptor things, and all these sort of gross motor skills that are good for kids and their bodies. It encourages creativity and gets kids thinking outside the box. It supports their emotional regulation, which means they don't go from angry to happy to sad to giddy, all those different things. It makes it more stress reduced and calm, and kids stay in a happy or content mood outdoors better. It helps kids sleep better. Getting fresh air just makes kids sleep better. Plus, they're moving their bodies and getting a lot of good exercise. And also, it's a great place to go when parents work from home, um, which a lot of our temporary nannies know that. So here's some kinds of ways that we get kids outside and playing. And the first and easy for everybody is water play. If it's warm enough to be out and to be wet, get kids wet because you pour a little water on them and they grow. Um, so, water tables or buckets, cups, even a container full of water for an infant or even toddlers is great. You can add toys, have a dishwashing section or a car wash. You can wash laundry in a bin, like doll clothes, or I've done napkins for moms. We've just washed them in some soapy water. You can, if you're going to be with a family for a few days in a row, you could freeze small toys in containers and then give them warm water and spoons or droppers or any kind of kitchen utensils are great with the ice. But that helps you talk about whether it's cold or warm. Um, you can play archaeologist digging out dinosaurs or a car rescue place digging out cars. Um, Let them rescue animals. If you have little plastic animals, those work great for this activity. And it really helps kids build their patience muscles. Remember, the good news about water is that there's not a lot of setup needed. You pour some water in a dish and grab a few kitchen tools and you're ready to go. Um, and the only mess is wet clothes. They have to change. Another thing that's good is to get out into nature. Now, some of you are far from nature in a city or whatever, but a walk to the park can be a great way to start a kid thinking about the plants and the nature that's around him. So look for special leaves that follow a shape or that are on the ground or special rocks, sticks, flowers, anything that you can think of that kids could find along a walk is good. And you can make a scavenger hunt list. Um, you can draw pictures or write the words, and then you have to find those things on your walk. So maybe it's a flower and a a stick or a caterpillar or a butterfly or whatever. Excuse me. You can turn anything that you find and collect on on a walk. You can turn it into art later, and that involves a little mess, but certainly mess that's easy enough to clean up, and especially if you do the art project outside. If you're taking kids on a walk, um, and collecting items, if you give them a container, it instantly makes it more of an activity. It makes it more important. So think of a container, find a basket or a bucket or some sort of thing that they can collect. And if you can't find one, look in the recyclables, because maybe there's a milk jug that you could cut the top off of or an egg carton basket. A rock garden is a great thing for kids because you can't kill a rock. You just move it from one place to another. So if you collect rocks, you could make a little rock garden in your yard somewhere. Outdoor art is the best because you can make yourself and your kid a mess and it's easy to clean up. Sidewalk chalk is my best friend. And this time of year, I always make sure it's in my nanny bag, a sidewalk chalk packet, even a Ziploc bag with a few pieces of sidewalk chalk. You mix sidewalk chalk, crush it up, mix it with bubbly water with like Dawn or some sort of safe soap in it, and then spray the water, and it makes a colorful spray that can decorate your driveway. You could with mix the sidewalk chalk dust with baking soda and then pour vinegar on it and watch it bubble up. Um, you can paint rocks or sticks. You can use um, water and paint brushes are the best tool ever. And I used to take paint brushes with me in the bottom of my stroller to the park. And then I would pour water out and let the kids paint. And that is fun. They can paint anything. Anything that's outside is pretty much safe to paint. Um, you can swing a kid on their belly and do a painting too. And I had kids that loved this. It was always a disaster for me because I was I was juggling four or five kids usually at a time. But um that's a fun way to make art in a different location. Hang paper up on the garage door or on a wall somewhere and have kids paint with the paper up, and then paint on the ground with the paper down. Um, you can put paper up on a tree and then use the leaves as brushes or find some twigs or some vines or some anything really and make paintbrushes out of the different materials that you find outside. All of these projects are great. You have to ask about the mess. Make sure they're not wearing any special clothes or that their parents don't want them doing certain things. But as long as you run this by mom or dad, um, they're going to have fun. The next thing is simple backyard games. Now, this is especially great if you have another kid or two in the neighborhood. But even if you're just you and a little one, there's lots of games that you can play outside in the backyard. You can do obstacle courses, and inside you're using pillows or blankets and things. Outside, you're probably using cones or chalk paths. You can draw a chalk path on the ground and add circle that says stop here and sing the ABCs. Stop here and jump up and down 10 times. Um, Obstacle courses are always fun, and you have them make one for you and you make one for them. Toss games are fun. Bean bags, balls. If you have a bucket or something that can be a goal, then you can toss into that or you can toss back and forth. Freeze dances are super fun. And if you have your phone, you can play a little music that's appropriate for a child and do freeze dancing, or follow the leader with music. Getting a kid to do follow the leader is always fun. And we used to love to play Mother May I also, um, or red light, green light, where a kid runs forward on the green light, but then when you say red light, they have to stop. This outdoor games also can include some things like building a car, street for a car and having her roll the car on the street, and you can add stop signs and yield signs, and the road can take a long way outside. You can build a big road, and go over bridges or water in the yard or any sort of thing. Um, all of these simple background games are fun. And that leads me to pretend play. So, especially if we're talking toddlers and preschoolers, pretend play is a big thing outside. So, these are more setup involved in most of these, but not a lot. And they're messy, some of them more than others, but they're also games and activities that most parents are ecstatic if you're taking part in them. So you can build a mud kitchen, which is just basically uh, you can take a Tupperware container or a plastic container outside, put some dirt in it, mix a little water, you got some mud. Um, you can use pots and pans from a kitchen. Make sure you check with mom and dad which pots and pans would be okay. And if the answer is no, then you can think of something else. A child might have a tea set or something that you can use. But a mud kitchen is super fun and will keep kids working together for quite some time. A backyard picnic is awesome. You can prepare snacks in advance for this, like prepare fruit or sandwiches. Make sure that when you prepare the food, you pack it up in smaller containers that can be shared outside. And you can have a backyard picnic in any place. It might be it might be in your yard, but it might be down the street at a park or at a lake nearby. You can pretend camp. So you can make a tent with either an old tarp or an old sheet. Um, find a place if you have a playground in your backyard. If you're in a place where there's a yard, you can make a tent easily there, but you could do it at the park or in a yard or throw the sheet over a tree. You can have pretend s'mores. You can watch out for the bear. You can have it be an exciting, adventurous place where you are going out to fight the pirates, or it can be a quiet place where you read books and enjoy just being outside. You can have a safari in your own backyard. Have the kids help you gather some stuffed animals and put the animals in different containers that the kids can make with leaves and sticks. They could develop a special out place, like a polar bear needs to be near water, but camel would be great in a dry, sandy place. Um, you can talk about listening for the animals and touching the animals. You can have somebody be the zookeeper and he takes care of the animals, and someone else be in charge of be a visitor to the zoo coming to visit. You could be the visitor and have the kids tell you about what they see and smell and taste and all the things that would be if you were going on a safari or to the zoo. You could also be a detective and use a magnifying glass or any other materials that you can come up with or make. Um, you could hide a snack or a special treat, stickers or something, and then have the kids try to investigate it. And if they're older, you can give them clues or play hot or cold. If they get close to the item, it's hot. If they're moving away from the item, they're getting cold. So all of these ideas are things that you can do with the kids to play. Remember, when you're thinking of outdoor play, you're using the child's interests. So whatever they're the most interested in is the key to this. So find something that they're moderately interested in and then take it outside. Um, the nice part about being outside is the kids can sort of decide how long this game should go. It might go for 10 or 15 minutes, it might go for an hour. Um, you don't need a lot of setup, you don't need a lot of work to get this together. All you need is some time, and just double check with the parents on anything that you're going to do that might be a problem. The important part about being outside is that it involves you. You need to participate with the child. Um, Outdoor play is not something that is difficult. It doesn't need a ton of setup. Again, the simplest ideas create the best memories. And we appreciate you, our caregivers, for giving us um, your time and energy and your love to make a child's day happy and healthy and outdoors. Again, feel free to email me, Sue at tlcforkids.com, with any ideas for these training incidents. Thank you.